Good morning, students. So today we are going to revise lesson 2 for periodic test, which is the northern mountains. So children, northern mountains are also known as Himalayas, and they are the highest mountain range in the world. So the word Himalayas, what does the word Himalaya means? So the word Himalaya means abode of snow. And children, Himalaya passes through 6 nations like Bhutan, China, India, Nepal, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. So Himalayas stretch across all these 6 nations. Now children, many rivers also originate or they start from Himalayas like river Indus, Ganga river, and Brahmaputra river. Now children, can you tell me where Himalayas are located? So Himalayas are located between river Indus in the west and Brahmaputra river on the east. Now in India also Himalaya passes through some states like Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Nagaland, Assam, Tripura, Manipur, Meghalaya, etc. So all these states fall in the Himalayan region. Now, can you tell me which is the highest peak in the world? Yes, Mount Everest. Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world and it is in Nepal. Now, the second highest peak of Himalayas is Mount K2 or Godwin Austen. So Godwin Austen is the second highest peak in Himalayas. Now, the highest peak that lies in India is Kanchenjunga. So, which is the highest peak in India? So, the highest peak of Himalayan range that lies in India is Kanchenjunga, and the height of this peak is 8,586 meters. Now children, as you all know that Himalayas are divided into 3 ranges. First is Greater Himalayas, or it is also known as Himadri. Middle Himalayas, it is also known as Himachal, and Outer Himalayas, it is also known as Shivalik. So these are the 3 mountain range of Himalayas. Firstly, let us read about Greater Himalayas or Himadri. So children, Greater Himalayas or Himadri are the highest chain of mountain in Himalayas, and they are always covered with snow. Now some of the world's highest peak also lies in the Greater Himalayas. So in this part of Himalayas, some of the world's highest peaks are located. And children, because it is covered with snow, that is why many rivers also start from these mountains. Next children is Middle Himalayas or Himachal. So these mountains lie just below the Greater Himalayas, and this part is always covered with thick forest. So this part of the mountain is covered with what? It is covered with thick forest, and you will find hill stations in this part of Himalayas only. So many famous hill stations lie in Middle Himalayas. Now the third division is Outer Himalayas or Shivalik. So children, Shivalik is the third mountain range of Himalayas, and this part has many valleys and it is covered with thick forest also. Then children, on the northeastern part you have Purvanchal Range. Purv in Hindi means, sorry, east in Hindi means Purv. So Purvanchal is lying on the northeastern part of India, and this range has got many hills. So, Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, Naga, Lushai, Patkai, and Mizo, all these are the names of hills, and all these hills together make the Purvanchal Range. Next, children, we will study about importance of Himalayas. So, Himalayas are very important to us because they protect us from attacks of neighboring countries. It provides water for irrigation and for electricity, and they are also home to variety of trees and animals. So these are the importance of Himalayas. Now children, next we will revise briefly about the states which lie in the Himalayan range. So first state is Jammu and Kashmir. Now it is the northernmost state, and it is a very beautiful state which is surrounded with many hills, valleys and fruit orchards. Fruit orchards mean फलों के bagan. Now the summer capital of Jammu and Kashmir is Srinagar, while the winter capital of Jammu and Kashmir is Jammu. So, the summer capital is Srinagar and winter capital is Jammu. Next, we will study about Himachal Pradesh. So, Himachal Pradesh is yet another very beautiful state, and its capital is Shimla. So, which is the capital of Himachal Pradesh? Shimla is the capital of Himachal Pradesh. Now, which state is the largest producer of apples in the country? So, children, Himachal Pradesh is the largest producer of apples in the country. And children, Himachali caps, which is made in Himachal Pradesh, is famous all over the country also. Next, children, is Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand is another state that lies in the Himalayan region, and its capital is Dehradun. So, what is the capital of Uttarakhand? Dehradun is the capital of Uttarakhand, and many hill stations are also found in Uttarakhand itself. Then, many national parks are also found in Uttarakhand only. Next, we will study about Sikkim. So, children, Sikkim is a landlocked state, means it is surrounded by states or land from all the sides. And what is its capital? So, Gangtok is the capital of Sikkim, and this state is located on Shivalik Hills on the third division of Himalayas, means on lower or Shivalik Hills. Then there are two main tribes which live in Sikkim. So the two main tribes are Lepcha and Bhutia. So people of Sikkim are mostly Buddhist, and they worship Lord Buddha. So people of Sikkim are mostly Buddhist, and they worship Lord Buddha. Next we will read about the seven sisters, means the seven states of northeast India. So children, Purvanchal Range is a chain of hills in the northeastern part of India, and it is also known as Patkai Range. So another name for Purvanchal Range is Patkai Range, and as I have already told, Purv means east. So Purvanchal Range is in northeastern part of India. All the seven states of northeast India is joined to the rest of India through a narrow strip, and this narrow strip is in West Bengal, and it is known as Siliguri Corridor or Chicken's Neck. So children, northeast states are connected to the rest of India through a narrow strip. Narrow strip means a thin passage, a thin passage of land which is in West Bengal, and the name of this thin passage is Siliguri Corridor, or it is also known as Chicken's Neck. Next, children, we will read firstly about Assam. So, the capital of Assam is Dispur, and the state lies among the Purvanchal Range. Now, Assam receives the highest rainfall and it is famous for tea gardens. So, Assam receives high rainfall and it is famous for its tea gardens. Then, Assam is also famous for its one-horned rhinoceros and Kaziranga National Park. Then, children, you have Arunachal Pradesh. So, Itanagar is the capital of Arunachal Pradesh, and this state has variety of forest and animals also. Now, pisciculture is practiced by people over here. And what do you mean by pisciculture? Pisciculture means controlled breeding and rearing of fish. So, in pisciculture, you keep, breed, and rear fish. Next, children, is Manipur. So, Imphal is the capital city of Manipur, and here also many tribes like Kuki, Naga, Pangal, and Mizo are found. So, these are the names of tribes which live in Manipur. Next, children, Sagol Kangchei is a famous sport like polo which is played by people of Manipur. So, which is the famous sport which is played in Manipur? Sagol Kangchei is a famous sport which is played by people of Manipur. Next, children, we have Meghalaya. So, the capital of Meghalaya is Shillong, and the highest point in Meghalaya is Shillong Peak. So, which is the highest point in Meghalaya? Shillong Peak. And Mawsynram is a place near Cherrapunji which receives the maximum rainfall in the world. So, which place receives maximum rainfall? Mawsynram receives maximum rainfall in the world, and Meghalaya also has many waterfalls, national park, as well as wildlife sanctuaries. Then, children, next we have Mizoram. So, the capital of Mizoram is Aizawl. And children, can you tell me which is the highest peak in Mizoram? Yes, Blue Mountain, or which is also known as Phong Phui Lang, is the highest peak of Mizoram. Next, children, the largest river of Mizoram is Kaladan River, and the biggest lake of Mizoram is Pala Lake. So, which is the largest river? Kaladan. And which is the biggest lake? Pala Lake. Then, children, people of Mizoram are known as Mizos. So, they are known by the name Mizos. Next, children, we have Nagaland. So, what is the capital of Nagaland? Kohima. So, Kohima is the capital of Nagaland, and the largest city of Nagaland is Dimapur. So, Dimapur is the largest city of Nagaland. Now, Mount Saramati is the highest peak in Nagaland. So, which is the highest peak in Nagaland? Mount Saramati. Next, children, people of Nagaland are known as Nagas. So, Naga is the word used for the people who live in Nagaland. Next, children, we have lastly Tripura. So, Agartala is the capital of Tripura, and it is mostly covered it is mostly covered with wild with forest. So Agartala is mostly covered with forest, and here cane and bamboo trees grow in large numbers. So which two trees grows in large number? Cane and bamboo trees grow in large number in Tripura. Now this place also receives very heavy rainfall during monsoon season, and you will also find many wildlife sanctuary here in Tripura. So children, with this we have revised lesson 2, which is the northern mountains. I hope you all will revise the lesson properly. Now learn the back exercises and also read the lesson, because question will come from inside the lesson also. Now, as you all know, your SST test is on 21st August, and the timing of the test is from 8 to 8:30 am. Now, you will enter your full name when your test paper will appear on your screen. You will enter your full name and you will choose your class and section carefully. Then you will attempt all the questions. Don't leave any question, children, otherwise your form will not be submitted. So even if you don't know any answer, choose any answer, and then after choosing all the answers, then only click on the submit button. So after attempting all the questions, you will click on the submit button and wait for some time till the next screen appears. So when the next screen has appeared, then you can press the back button. I hope all the instructions are clear to everyone. In case of any doubts, you can message me on Campus Care, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you, children.